Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Dane, when you look at the SEC right now, there are 3 or 4 teams out there that seem as though they might be the ones to win this thing at the end. All of them seem to have that common denominator of, can they be good enough defensively down the stretch? It seems like when you look at Arkansas right now, and they're not the only ones, that offensively, when they get it clicking, they're as good as anybody out there.
They are, and I think, look, they're really good in transition when they get the game going up and down. That's one that look, if I'm going against Arkansas, it's try to take some time off the clock. You guys have heard me say that on the broadcast. I thought Auburn probably did the best job of that, where they would get a defensive rebound, they pushed it up, and they didn't have anything. Stephen Pearl was just telling everybody slow down, and they were just kind of intentionally running a little bit of clock, then going into a set play. Even if you didn't score late in the possession, just taking some of that tempo out of the game, I thought was really effective. But the key that I think where I'm impressed with Arkansas is that they're not just so reliant on fast break points. They're great in transition, but it's not like, hey, as long as you stop their transition and get back, you'll beat them. They got players that make plays in the half court, and I think that the confidence factor. Malik Thomas, he's never seen a shot he doesn't like, but that's what makes him dangerous too. Is he misses a few in a row, and as an opponent, you're not sitting there saying, "Oh, you know what? He can be a little streaky after he misses the first few. You're good." No, you he's going to keep coming at you, and I think that's really important. Having Carter Knox, Trevin Brazile, those guys contributing, making some plays, I thought was really key to take off some of that pressure from those 2 freshman guards.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What would you tell Razorback fans now about where they are positioned to compete in the SEC?
Yeah, the investment that we have committed to make, and it's from the university, from the top down, from the system, the board, from the top down, it is going to put us in a position where we can compete to win SEC and national championships. I understand how important the success of our football program is to the health of our Department of Athletics, to the health of our university, and to everyone across this state, and we're going to get it right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Man, when you start talking about money and the Razorbacks, and football, I mean, you've almost got the perfect storm in Arkansas. And this discussion about football and who's going to pay for what, and where's the money coming from. Big article yesterday. Wally's come out swinging today. And here we go, man. Plus, we got a big basketball game tomorrow night. The word on the streets, Bill Clinton's going to be there. This is going to be a hell of a weekend, man. I'm excited.
Which are you more excited about, the fight or the basketball game?
The basketball game.
Of course. That's the right answer, but that's not the truth.
Well, no, really it is. Now, Sunday, that might be a different deal. I think this is interesting about this NIL stuff and the money and where it's coming from and who's going to pay for what. And it's this is I will say this about Mr. Hall's column this morning.
Mr. Hall.
It may not have intended to be divisive, but it is. And that just might be the place we start, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it you know what it indicates, Chuck? What? It indicates that Arkansas hasn't won in football for a while. Because if Arkansas was off the heels of a 8-10 win season, this isn't as much of a conversation. But it is now.
No question about that.
It is now. And what's interesting about that, to me, is it also comes down to this question: what do you want to do with football? There aren't infinite answers. Like, people love to point at the problems and they love to say it's this person's fault. But you know what I don't read in Wally's column? Solutions. By the way, I'm not sure I can recall the last time I did. See a lot. I see a lot of other things, but so the question becomes, what do you want to do about it?
Well, I think there's some, I don't know that you can jump that far ahead right away. I think people have got to decide, and I think this is an Arkansas issue. I think it transcends perhaps just the sport of football, although that's what we're talking about right now. I think people have got to decide, are you okay with university money going to athletics, in this case specifically football? There was a time when I knew what the answer to that question was. The answer was no. I don't know that that's the answer now. The answer now may be I was against this and still am principally, but I don't know that there's any other way. Now, what has the potential to become very distasteful in this is the clash of personalities and the desire for everyone to pin a winning and losing label. You know, this guy's the winner, this guy's the loser, this guy got backed into the corner, this guy's doing that. That's the part in all of this that could have a lasting effect, beyond just the dollars. And I'm concerned about that part. I'm not going to lie. I am concerned about that part because there's the potential for this to get ugly. But I just think it's a fundamental question right now. Are you okay with it? Some people will be and some people won't.
Well, we talked about this many, many times, and that is if you're going to be successful in athletics at the top in major college, let's talk about football. That's what this is all about right now. You got to be aligned. And we've mentioned that over and over and over again. And it's clear that Arkansas is not. That is clear. And to your point, now it's up for debate and how people feel about it and all that, and that's what we can discuss today. Maybe we should recap before we get into some reactions.
Fair enough.
But there was a resolution passed by the Board of Trustees, 7-3. We talked about it at length yesterday, that there will be a $15 million surplus into the athletic department, $5 million directly to the football program, which it's my understanding that Hunter's already raised for the next 3 years. $15 million, $5 million each year. That's the all-in fund. That's part of hiring Ryan Silverfield, part of the staff, part of the resources to go with the program. There's 3 points to this. That's one. The other one is the university will give Arkansas athletics $6 million. The question is where that will come from. And I did some digging on that yesterday, and we get into that a little bit today. But that's never happened before. It happens at other places. It hasn't happened here before. Arkansas has always been a self-sustaining athletic department. But when we say things like always, we also need to remember that we are in a brand new era.
There's no
question.
question.
It is a completely different era than it has ever been before. And then the third point is traditionally Arkansas athletics has given campus money each year. Roughly 3% of their operating budget is what it comes out to. That's been around $4 or $5 million, and that is going away. So if you look at it from the campus perspective, they're now at a $10 million, I'm not going to say it's a deficit, but it's $10 million more than they had ever given to athletics. So again, they're not getting the $4 to $5 million, and now they've got to come up with $6 million. That's what the discussion's all about. That just sets the table of how we got to where we are today.
Now, I know that Wally's column's behind a paywall. Essentially what he is saying, and there are others who have said this, that this money should have been raised. Now, Wally says it should have been raised by the athletic director and that it should not come to this, that if they'd done a better job raising money, you wouldn't have to go ask the students to make up for what you don't have. Now, that part's obviously open for debate. But just to give you an idea about what and I don't want to use necessarily the term the other side because I don't know that that's accurate. But I do know that there are a lot of people who share that sentiment. Now, are they fully informed on how things operate in this era? I can't answer that one. I don't know. I've lived in Arkansas for a long time. The idea of university campus money going to athletics, that is the opposite of everything I have heard my entire life. You're asking people to unlearn what's deep in their soul. I mean, this is embedded in us. This is what we've been taught and preached to about since we were young. And so to change that now is to fundamentally alter the way things have worked. By the same token, I have to look at this, and this is just this is as honest as I can be. Whatever they've been doing hadn't been working. And something's got to give. Something's got to change. But
so back to my point, everything has changed. And
I mean the way we fund it.
No. But what I'm saying is we're talking about the way things have been and doing it a certain way. So then the whole landscape changes, and you have to decide, the leaders have to decide, okay, the whole landscape changed. Do we keep doing things the way we've always done them, or do we have to adjust to the changing climate? That's the decision. It's not like everything stayed the same and then this decision over here's the debate. The landscape changed. Let's be clear about that. So when we talk about tradition and the way things have always been, we're living in a completely different world.
We are, but I still think the gist of those who are saying this should not happen, their argument is going to be that money should be raised and it should not come to this. I don't know that that's possible in this era. I just don't know.
Well, let's look at this. I don't know if this is on the Arkansas website or where it is, but Arkansas has actually had record years in fundraising and revenue. They've had $62 million in fundraising revenue, $7.5 million in licensing and merchandising. Ticket revenue, $65 million. These are all record-setting numbers. So just for perspective, it's not as if they took a turn and started having horrible fundraising years. The reseat of Bud Walton Arena was wildly successful from a financial standpoint. People don't like it. They're doing a little bit of reseating at Razorback Stadium now. People don't like that. There's a slight raise in ticket prices. People don't like that. And so it's like, what do you do? I mean, honestly, that's my question. What do you do? What is the solution? Where does the money come from? And I realize the athletic department's operated on its own. It's been self-sustaining, all that. But it's also true that the university, it's part of them. Like, are they separate from the university? Are they like a hockey club team? Or is that the university's team? Because the university has, I don't know, the last thing I heard was $450 million in reserves. And I believe they also charge the university athletic department utilities for all of their facilities. They don't charge anybody else on any part of campus for that. That's about $6 million a year. So are we on opposite sides? We being if you're the athletic department, or we being if you're the University of Arkansas? And back to what I said a second ago, what have we always said? These things have to be aligned if you want to be successful. And that's the debate that apparently is transpiring.
Well, the one thing that this does provide for, I think, is on the other side, whatever the other side looks like, you do have the opportunity at that point for everyone to get on the same page. If this, however this turns out, I think we're going to have a pretty clear direction in the way we're going. On one hand, this has the potential to turn ugly. On the other hand, it has to happen. This discussion has to happen. And I don't know what the outcome's going to be. And there may be hard feelings when it's all said and done. There may be hard feelings already. But we need to have this conversation. We need to have it. And we'll see where it leads.
That's where it is. That's where it is right now. It's the debate. It's the discussion. Brett is in Gravett. Well, let's just get a call in here, and then we'll.
Brett's been. He was eager to get started. He was ready before we were.
He was on sitting on go this morning.
That's right.
Sorry, Brett. We had to kind of set the stage a little bit. People are, still maybe wiping a little sleep out of their eyes, or
this was all a setup for you.
About to get in bed after their overnight shift. What's going on?
So I get up at about 4:15 every morning to get ready to go to work, and I kind of listen to you guys on podcasts because I don't get to catch you every day. So I was listening through everything this morning and kind of going through it and weighing kind of how I wanted to address this. My first question is there any way to quantify how much money that we spent on a team this year, 24-25? Do we have any idea how much that money is? There
is. It's just not. In terms of, if you're asking about NIL dollars, that stuff's hard to.
Yeah, which dollars are you speaking of? Budget, NIL?
Well, I'm saying okay. So if we're saying that all in $25 million is what we've got to have a successful team,
right?
Okay, what did we spend on it last year? Okay, did we spend $10 million?
Oh,
did we spend $15 million?
I see what you're saying.
What's the equation? What's the equation that we have to say? Okay, $15 million gets us 2-10. Okay. Does $25 million get us 5-5? Does it get us 7-5? I mean, 5-7, whatever.
Well, there's no guarantee on any of it.
Well, let's look at. I'll give you a different analogy. This year, Kentucky's basketball is widely reported to be a team is reported to be a $20+ million roster. Arkansas, I don't think is even half of that. If they are, barely over half of that. So it doesn't equate to wins always, but it puts you in the game for game-changing players. Now, you can go out and develop and do what Cignetti did, and he's a unicorn. I don't think that's the model for everybody. But Cignetti did it with less. Other people have done it with less, and a bunch of teams in the college football playoff this year that had more came up short.
Well, but I think what Brett's asking is a fair question, and I think this is one of the topics we've got to discuss. How much are we spending right now? All right? That's gotten us where we are. How much do we need moving forward? People are saying $25 million. Is that too much? Is that not enough? But we may not know the figures, and they don't have to tell us if they don't want to. But I do think if you're going to have an honest discussion about it, I think the question you're asking is a fair question.
By the way, I would give you an educated guess of $10 to $15 million on the Arkansas.
I don't know if it's
roster.
that high. I don't know if it's that high, but it's significantly lower than $25 million. I guarantee you.
And I think that does show you where coaching comes into it, because you look at like you say, a $25 million Kentucky team with a Mark Pope versus a $10 million Arkansas team with Calipari. I mean, there's no equation. But the other thing that I wanted to ask and just leave it with you guys, is this a sustainable model? Because, if we're putting this into a business standpoint, it's $25 million in 2026, okay? Give it 2 years down the road. We've doubled it since 2022 or 23. That's kind of what I was getting the gist of yesterday. So if we're looking at it as things progress like we think they are, and I think they are every year, let's say it's $40 million or $45 million in 2028 or 29. Is that an arms race that Arkansas is prepared to keep up with?
Only if they win. Only if they win. If the initial investment works and they win, yes. If we do this and they don't win, no.
Yep.
Hey, good points. We got to hit a break. If you have more, you're welcome to stick around.
Guys. I appreciate it so much.
Sorry
for your show.
Yeah, well thought out call. Appreciate that. So much to get into. We'll touch right on that topic he brought up there in a moment. 6:18. Good morning. It's Chuck and Bo on a Friday. Are we a bunch of idiots or what?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yuengling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yuengling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Goodbye. They're leaving. They're leaving. They're mass exodus.
They're heading for the exits. Can you believe it?
Goodbye.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
See, that's what needs to happen. Tomorrow night, Arkansas just needs to blow Kentucky off the floor. And at least for a little while, we'll all high-five each other again, have a big time. And I think that's winning's the cure for everything.
I know.
It salves all wounds.
It's the emotional heal all.
It is.
And when you're not, then we start fighting about it.
Let's beat Kentucky.
Well,
we don't worry about basketball right now.
Yeah,
do we?
no, basketball is good, but it does give you a good feeling. If you're looking for a yes from your boss and they're a Razorback fan, I mean, you don't want to do it on the heels of a loss. You want to do it. You want to do it in the throes of victory.
No, you're right.
But your point about wanting to win is, I think, a great point about what you do with your football program. And I don't love the fact that this all gets pinned on a couple of people. Like right now, it's the chancellor on one side and Hunter Yurachek on the other side, and how many board members are on each of their sides. And it's like,
that's the way it is in Northwest Arkansas. In Little Rock, you've got personalities on the board from that part of the state who are, it's a
for the turf.
It's a Little Rock issue in some respects, but in Northwest Arkansas, fairly or unfairly, and I think unfairly, just for the record, that is kind of how it's been painted. But that's what makes the issue interesting to me, is you do have very different factions coming from several angles on this one.
So as a fan, what do you want?
Yeah, as a fan, what do you want?
What do you want to have happen? As an Arkansan, what do you want to have happen? 877-377-6963. I really appreciate our first call. I thought Brett's one of those guys. He said, man, I listen to the podcast. I can't always catch you live. I get up at 4:15.
It's a good
and
plug.
This issue's
good
just been, download the podcast. It's free, but you can
Spotify,
listen to
Apple.
Chuck and Bo on
YouTube,
demand.
Turn it right on.
You don't know. There's just a lot of stuff out there. Don't worry about it. Just go to Chuck and Bo. But I like people that are a little thoughtful, or they're just curious. I like conversations where somebody's got questions, or they're like, hey, here's what I'm thinking. But how long we've been doing, Chuck and I have been doing radio our entire lives. We've been doing shows like this our entire lives. We've been doing this show together coming up on 2 years in August. But I feel like we've been having these same conversations for 30 years, Chuck. And it is basically, how do we win at football? and those discussions are sometimes very surface level and whatever, and it's about the coach all the time, right? Oh, we need a new coach. And well, now we're in this new world. It's like all about the money, and not all about the money, but it's a massive factor in it. And so what are we as a state going to do about it? And this is the debate that you're watching play out. It's not as simple in terms of maybe understanding it all as the stadium debate. But it's the same. We're just watching it all play out.
It occurs to me, it's just kind of popped in my head, which means it's going to come out of my mouth, and this sometimes gets me in trouble. But you were talking a little bit earlier about how everybody's got to be aligned. We've said that many, many, many times. The way you roll things out, the way you present it to the public, there's got to be alignment there too. What I'm driving at is when you're going to have 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month's worth of discussion dominated by whether university money should go to athletics, maybe it's not the best time to reseat the football stadium. Fans pay attention to things like that. Maybe it's not the best time to raise concession prices. Fans pay attention to that. We talk about moving around big money as though it's a shell game, which is really what it is. Fans pay attention to price of tickets, price of gas, price of a hotel room. How much is a Coke going to cost? Can I buy my kids a hot dog? Can we get a jersey before we leave? Because my kids are going to be nagging me about it from the time we get out of the car. These are real world issues. The way you roll this out, the way you present it, the way you massage the feelings of your fan base, all that's part of the alignment too. And I think, just to be blunt, I think Arkansas has been out of alignment there as well. Some of the things they do in terms of the timing baffle me, and it's been that way for a while. So I think that, yes, alignment on the part of a lot of people, the board, the athletic department, chancellor, as we say up here on the hill and, down the hill, all that stuff's got to be there. But you got to get aligned with your people too. And you got to know how to speak their language. And you've got to understand what makes them tick. And you can't act like they're dumb just because they don't understand. Perception is reality. And a salesman's job is to create the perception. A good salesman does it with ease. A bad salesman struggles every day. There's been some struggling going on there. And so I do think there needs to be maybe greater attention paid to some of the things that the people think about. Again, this all just popped into my head, so it just came out of my mouth. Well, and I don't know that it's all on base or on point. Well, but I think about things like that.
What I took from your point is we can be logical and factual and all that and lay it all out, and and that can all be on point. But if it's not disseminated in a way to the general public in a way that makes sense to them, then it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Because it's kind of like coaching. You can be a great coach, but if you can't get the players to understand what you want them to do, then it's ineffective.
Right.
It's 6:30. We'll come right back to calls. We had a long first segment.
Yeah.
So we're having segment integrity, as we call it. We'll be right back on the Chuck and Bo Show. 6:30. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com.
Chuck has thoughts. I want to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Every day I wake up despising Georgia basketball more and more.
That's a lot of despising, Brent, every day. Every day to despise something. That adds up.
I mean, Mike White's had more good jobs than the law should allow and had never won anything.
Well, he's winning right now.
Well, Bo, it's January, Bo.
I'm just
What's he done?
Well, I mean, what did Mike White do to you? What's wrong with Mike White?
What did he do to me? His whole family's got a silver slipper on their foot. Brother, athletic director at Florida International.
Scored on third base. There we go.
Hey, that guy was here. The one that's the FIU AD. He worked in our marketing department years ago.
And he tried to sell advertising, and I don't know how good he was.
Brent's got a long memory. FIU, I think.
Well, no, it's
FAU. Brian White's the AD at FAU.
FAU. Okay,
Danny is the AD at Tennessee.
Okay.
Brett can tell you. He knows where all these guys are.
His brother's White.
At Tulane, what have they ever done?
Who?
And his dad was the AD at Duke.
Oh.
Danny White. I believe his name is. Well, I don't know what his name is.
Whites
Danny's his brother. He's the AD at Tennessee.
Oh, man. According to...
Oh, God. That just makes me ill. Mike White can't afford enough hair gel to get his hair standing up. He just put that little piece in the front.
I've never heard people get on Mike White before. He's a nice guy.
This is unbelievable. Like, where does this come from?
His teams don't win championships, so everyone likes him.
The whole family.
He's a polite guy, and you're just trashing him.
He's the whole family. It's the whole family, Chuck. Not just Mike White. He didn't like the
Silver
Whites.
Spooners.
Yeah.
They've never had to work for anything in their life in athletics.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know, Oaklawn in Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
You think you're on anybody's pickup list at school?
No.
Chuck Barrett able to pick up my kid.
No, that I doubt that.
I'm going to write you in.
All right, good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Our man Peyton Grunder, who has been a long time basketball attendee in the stands that you see on television all the time.
He's there.
Has hopped on the show for a second. He's got to be at work in a couple. He's a grown up now. He's been
Out
on
of
the
college.
show before.
Yeah.
Peyton, how are you, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Hey,
How's everyone doing?
How's the real world?
I'm sorry?
How's the real world?
Oh, real world. I mean, it's coming. It's going, and it's showed up. It said hello. I'm back. I know you just had this snowstorm, but I don't take any days off. That's for sure.
So you're going to the game on Saturday, and we've asked a favor. Are you good to take Bart's cutout? We had a call yesterday. I think it was yesterday. All the days are kind of running together. From a board of trustee member. I wasn't. That's not true. Who wanted Bart's cutout at the game. It was at the Texas game. You held it. It was a party in Bud Walton. It was a victorious night.
It was
1-0. And we're thinking maybe Bart's cutout needs to come back to the student section tomorrow.
Of course. I think we can go ahead and get him on in there for sure. I mean, if the president's not going to be there, former President Bill Clinton, according to Chuck, is not going to be there.
He is or he isn't. I've heard that he is.
I've heard that he is.
Yeah, I've heard
we know for sure that it's going to be Bart Pullman's cutout that's going to be in there for sure.
If we can get a cutaway of President Clinton followed by a cutaway of Bart's cutout in the stands,
that would be huge.
That I don't even know. You want to talk about what success looks like?
Would I be able to claim that I met the president if that was the case?
Yeah,
I just
or
think
I was on TV with the president.
Yes, you could claim a lot of things.
Yeah.
You could claim a lot of things.
Yeah.
What's the ticket? What's the trick, Peyton, to get Bart on television?
Dress like an idiot, dress all the time, and know people that work for RSN. So
that's perfect.
That's probably the trick to do so. But I mean, when they're there for 4 years and you get to establish great relationships with people, I think that's probably one of the nicest tricks to have. As well.
Put your creative cap on, because there's got to be some kind of way that Bart's presentation, the Bart cutout presentation. I saw, did you see the one about the high school kids that mimicked giving birth? while the other guy was shooting a free throw, and all of a sudden a kid popped out from underneath a blanket while the other team was shooting a free. That was one of the best things I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
So
that's
you guys put your thinking caps on.
No compromising position.
Yeah.
Really, if you can, if a Kentucky. Okay, so I'm just gonna Venmo you before the game. I'm gonna Venmo you for doing. You didn't ask for that, but I'm gonna take care of you. And it's going to be enough for you and your friends to have beers and dinners. But if you actually have Bart's cutout impact a free throw with a miss when Kentucky's on that end of the floor, there's a bonus.
There's a bonus in it for you.
There's a bonus. Well, in fact, I think we'll double it. I think we go from like $100 to $200 with a missed free throw.
Wow.
All right, that's wow, good deal. I like that.
But it's got to be obvious that Bart's the one that caused the miss. It's got to be obvious that the cutout's the one.
He's got to be in there.
Yeah.
He's got to be in the fray.
Bart's got to get the credit. The cutout's got to get the credit.
And I mean, if you want to strike some deals around you, like, with other people, and hey, man, I'll share some of this money. It's your $200.
Yeah, right. You can spend it however you want. Just, find a way.
Yeah, it was funny too as well because I don't know if you guys remember when Arizona State did the Curtain of Doom or something.
Yes.
Where they had Michael Phelps come out one time with all of his gold medals on and just start posing during a free throw distraction, and then, I can't lift up a trash can anymore. So I mean, Bart's gonna have to help out with some free throw distractions for sure.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And by the way, just be as rough as you need to be with it. Like,
you can dress it up.
If it doesn't come back,
if you need to add
we'll
things,
get another one.
It's okay.
If it doesn't come back, we'll get another
one. We could probably pull out a wig or something for him. That would be that would be funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Some of that stuff is.
I'll probably get a lot of looks from security being like, "Why in the world is this guy back?"
So what are you? You know what you're wearing, so we can identify. People can identify you on television. Where you have like the pinstripe overall deal going, and the beard and the sunglasses.
I've had the same look for the last 4 years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
I'd say that's probably what it's going to be for sure.
And you are stationed at the Arkansas bench end of the floor. So in the first half, the other team will be shooting free throws down at that end. So you got to come ready to go.
Got to go early.
You got to be ready to rock in the first half because you don't know when that first free throw is going to come. And lots of times lots of times in the first half they don't get to the 1-and-1. So
no, they don't.
You guys got to be ready early.
So here's the thing: I also don't want our bigs to get in foul trouble as well.
Yeah, we don't want them at the free throw line. You don't want them at the free throw line. Just be ready when they are. I mean, look, we don't need to tell you how to do your job. You're a professional at this. We would have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what you're doing. You're going to kill it. And we appreciate it. I know you got to get into work. I got one question. We're going to get back to the topic we've been on. How do you feel about this money discussion around Razorback football and the university? I don't think there is going – it's just my personal opinion. I don't think there will be a student fee. But going back 4 years ago, if you found out there was going to be a student fee as you went into college, but you thought it would help you be better at football, at least you'd have a chance. Would you have taken it?
I mean, if we have a chance, we always have a chance. Even though we went 2-10 this past year, we were still in some close games. We had a +3 point differential going into the last week against Mizzou. We were there. It's going good. At the same time, I would still buy a student access pass and still go in there, have a good time, but also at the same time, at least I know where my money's going to be going to as well.
Yeah. So are you okay with the things that are being talked about, or are you against it? Like the university giving the department some money?
Like what you guys were talking about earlier, and you guys brought up some great points with them having the University of Arkansas athletic department putting money, like they pay for the scholarships.
Yeah.
Now the university is like, we'll give you $15 million, but we kind of need that to be. We need to be winning some close games and being able to make that next jump and be a legitimate factor competing in the SEC.
Peyton, great stuff, man. Enjoy your job today.
Of
I know
course.
it'll be fun. Real world
Thanks.
stuff. It's Friday. Thank you for
Yes.
taking Bart's cutout to the
Exactly.
game.
Thank you, Peyton.
Oh, of course. Always great talking to you guys. Be
See you
safe.
there.
See you guys tomorrow.
Guys like that, Chuck, they go under appreciated. Cal,
They're what makes the
football.
world go round.
Those students. I mean, really, by the way, he said something there that's a business fact, right? While we're talking about this money, like if as a company, if our company today, if we're going to spend, we'll call it $100,000. If we're going to spend $100,000, not $15 million, we kind of want to know, like, hey, are we going to be better? Are we going to bring more money in? And at the crux of this issue is that question, because it doesn't really work like that in this world that we're talking about.
No.
And that's part of the problem.
There's no guarantee
That's why
of
you have
anything.
13 sports that are losing a crap ton of money. But things are changing, and what all will change. Gosh dang, I'm sorry. We're going to get back to more calls.
Well, let me, we have a little bit of breaking news as well. A little bit of breaking news. I just got official word that President Clinton is canceled. He will not be at the game tomorrow.
Gosh.
Oh,
no.
Yeah. So
Well, it'd be easier
Bart's
to get
got
it out.
center stage, baby. Bart's got center stage.
Boy, that is breaking news. I wish you had told me that.
I'm just saying that's the late word that I just got.
Is that heartbreaking or heartwarming?
Oh, I think, I was thinking today, when I heard this last night that he was going to be there, that it's like old times. We must be good again.
You really make me want to call you a moron. I'm not going to do that, but I want to.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Alyssa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
This is not interesting. It's just interesting to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside, residential or commercial, simple or complex. Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Part, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
Can I be honest?
Please do.
I mean, this is me being vulnerable and transparent, which I know you love and are very comfortable with.
I know what's coming.
The Chuck and Bo
We're
Show.
going to get back to the phones. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank. Banking better. That's what you're doing with them. They help you every day. Whatever you need, personal, business, they can really help you organize your business. I mean, if you really need help with just figuring it out, where the money needs to be put in terms of taxes and like this account, that account. I mean, you just sit down with one of their professionals and they'll help you. Maybe it's a home loan. FSbank.com, whatever your banking needs are. First Security Bank, member FDIC, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show here. JR in Shady Grove, thank you for holding. You've been patient. It's your turn. JR, good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you doing?
All right.
Doing
How are
well. Thank you.
All right. I'm doing okay. You know what? Money forces you to do some things that you might not want to do. And I think that's what's going on. I think really what is at play here is that all these, I'm talking about across the country, every university, school, whatever, they're having to make hard decisions on what they're going to do with their athletic department, whatever, they're going to be funding. It almost seems like that we're headed toward this 24 or 30 team super conference where you have tiered teams that have enough money to be able to compete at a level where, the money's there for them to, to be able to, compete against each other. I don't know any other way to put that. I can't see justification for the money. Does that keep you from fumbling the ball on the 2-yard line? Will $10 million keep that from happening? Like it did.
It's a good question. I don't know.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, it's crazy if you sit and think about it and you drink over a cup of coffee, how in the world does that guarantee you that? It doesn't. There's no way that guarantees you that. I mean, you're throwing, it's just like throwing money at a problem. It's not, I mean, you can't solve that. I mean, you're dealing with humans here. I mean, I just don't understand that. I think it's going toward a super conference. I think ultimately what you're going to have is 24 or 30 teams that are going to be, they're going to have some type of money tier system set up where this is where we're going to compete at, and you're going to compete for the national title. Because I can't.
All right,
I don't understand this whole.
JR, let me ask you a question. What if all this comes to pass? And, as the resolution was passed the other day, all that is how it goes down. And Arkansas goes from 14th or 15th or 16th in the league to 10th. Is that good enough for you?
It is good enough for me because it's progress toward being able to compete.
Okay.
But I'm okay. I mean, improvement's improvement. I think anybody would be happy with improvement. I'm not one of these, we got to win 10 games every year. You got to be real about what's going on with college athletics and stuff. I just, improvement, I think, is what everybody's wanting to see with the program. But the money issue ultimately is driving all this. And that's where the fans, like you were talking about earlier, the fans get, put out with it. Whenever you hear the numbers come out, like we've been talking about all week about how these different departments, athletics, are losing money, and then you're asked to donate, it's just hard for fans to be able to sit there and say, why are we doing this?
Yeah, were you surprised to learn that baseball loses $3 million a year?
I was.
Yeah.
I was,
and
that place is packed.
And that's
that place
part of
was packed.
It is. I know, and that's part of when it comes to salaries and operations budget.
Running a sport's expensive.
I mean, listen, that's why the professional model is what it is, and that's why they're successful, even though they pay the players, half the money, because they have an operation, a business that's built to turn a profit.
And they're just paying for one sport.
College athletics has not been built for that. I love your point. Like, let's not get completely lost in the money, because there are coaching jobs to be done that can yield better results, but there's also a level that you got to play at, or you're not even in the conversation to have that kind of roster.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
This fall, don't just pay for a heating tune-up. Make it part of a Paschal membership and get year-round benefits for your home. For as low as $8.99 a month, your annual tune-up is included. Plus, members get exclusive discounts on air, plumbing, and electric services. Don't wait until there's a problem. Protect your home, budget, and peace of mind with Paschal. Visit gopaschal.com to learn more and join today. And Razorback fans, we've got exciting news. Paschal is now proud to be the official air, plumbing, and electric provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorbacks. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mengarelli are the real deal, two of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eyes. And now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye, and you will be too.
See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have
When it
coffee.
comes to watching games,
Chuck and Bo
nobody
Show.
does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at it. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
John, what do you think the ceiling for Arkansas is this year?
In the landscape of college basketball, I think they're on a tier right below the Arizona, Michigan, a couple of those teams. But I think there's only a couple of those teams up top. So that means you're right there. I always say it every year when I watch Arkansas. My favorite kid from Missouri, Trevin Brazile, he's always a factor. Every time I do a game, I think he's a huge factor. And you guys have seen it. We've all seen it. When Trevin does what he can do, he doesn't have to do more, but when he does what he can do, makes threes, rebounds, block shots, stay out of foul trouble, make the right play at the right time, then Arkansas is different. They're different. You guys saw that at Texas Tech. Like, he's a difference maker. So you mix in the young talent, the NBA young talent, and a kid like Brazile, and there's no reason why they can't be at the end of the year, one of the favorites when you get in the tournament, depending on what the brackets are, depending on how it lines up. Because when the ball is in a guy's hands that's going to be one of the top picks for the draft, and then you surround him with enough ability, great ability, unlimited, right? Can they rebound with some of these crazy physical teams? You've already played Houston. So there's nobody now because of Cal, the way he's scheduled. When you play the Michigan State, Houston.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You look great.
Yeah, really?
Well, I mean, you've been to Miami for a few days.
Jeez.
I mean, if you don't look good after a couple of days in Miami, it's not going to happen.
I aged 5 years, and I didn't.
It's where you find your youth at a place like that.
You know where I ate in Miami?
It's generally down a dark street late at night. That's where you'll find it.
Yeah. I've had those trips too.
Yeah.
This was not one of those trips.
I found my youth down that long street one night, right there at the end. There it was.
Lucky to be alive.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
That first hour flew by. I mean, just what happened to your microphone over there?
I don't know.
Like all of a sudden it just.
That was a really concerning noise.
Yeah, I thought it was falling apart there for a moment. Huh.
Bo, can you speak into the mic? I don't even know if it's on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. We've got a little repair work going on in the studio
so
right
his
now.
big muscles, he just snapped the.
Yeah, he grabbed that stem and away it went.
Oh, yeah,
there we go. I heard another pop.
Look at that. It just.
don't know.
Rolled up the sleeves and popped it back together.
I know.
Oh, no.
Sheer brute power right there.
That was brute power.
Brute
I
force.
need the board of trustees to come in here and
Just
decide
force
who's going
it.
to pay for this.
Just force it. You know.
Who's going to pay for this?
That's well, you're just gonna have to hold your microphone the rest of the show.
You
break it, you
That's
buy
a
it.
nice look.
This
yeah,
is
you
not ideal.
Break it and you buy it.
Can we get a vote on this? Can we pass a resolution?
That's funny.
I'm going to need somebody to pay for this.
Wait, move your left hand off the mic. Does it? Oh,
wow. See,
it's
it's
really
gone.
broken.
It's
It's
gone.
really broken.
Yeah.
No, this thing snapped up here.
I mean, it's. I can tell from my angle something's wrong. Something's wrong.
These
but
are really
it's-
loud.
Things are bent.
You could write Wally's column with that kind of
I could.
observational skill.
Oh, no.
It's down there.
To be there is no longer there.
Something popped off is the bottom line. You're going to have to hold your microphone the rest of the shows. What it really boils
You could
down
probably
to.
prop it up on one of those.
Yeah.
Like the can of Flight.
Yeah, that's
right
what I
there.
was thinking. You just have to pile some books or something up there.
Yeah.
Box.
Put a beer underneath it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's perfect.
Can you like do the show like on the ground?
Yeah. Can you kneel down? Yeah.
That's a really good visual on the screen.
Oh, we only thought I was short.
gonna
I
say.
got to get all the way
You
down.
could just like rest it on your chest.
Yeah, well, anyhow, where were we?
I don't know.
Hey.
I was saying the first hour flew by. We were talking about money. We got a basketball game going on. We got the board of trustees. Wally came out swinging today. Bo's microphone's messed up.
Yeah.
Bart tried to fix it, and here we are.
He didn't.
Well,
And
it's gonna be a longer,
it's Friday.
longer,
Basketball game tomorrow. President Clinton's canceled out. He's not coming. Although he was rumored to, gonna.
Did he
was gonna
cancel? Did he cancel?
I'm
or did
telling
was he
you,
never really
no,
coming?
I heard last night from
Yeah.
a very, very, very reliable source, as reliable as it gets, that
Bill.
he was
You and Bill were having
coming.
a
He was
fireside
coming.
chat?
Yeah, we were texting back and forth, and he was coming, and now he's not.
Bart's looking for like things that like how I can't wait to see.
It
how he
strikes
fixes this.
me that we had an hour-long discussion, including callers, and we talked about money and student fees and the future of the world as we know it. And we have not yet gone to the Chevy Fayetteville Situation Room for Bart's thoughts. And I know they've been accumulating at a rapid pace.
They have.
Over the course of the last hour. And I hope at some point we're able to do that.
Wally put himself out there today on
He did.
on a number of levels that maybe a half-truth column. I don't know. I get annoyed when see, this is my problem. Like Chuck, you're really good at understanding perception and perception being reality. And my problem is I just try to get to like the logical facts or the conclusions. And that's not what people really want to get into all the time. But resetting the table, the board, by a 7-3 margin, passed a resolution that will, number one, mean Arkansas Athletics doesn't have to give the campus $4 or $5 million a year anymore. Number two, campus is going to give the athletic department $6 million a year. And number three, Hunter has to come up with $5 million within the athletic department revenue, earmark it just for football, which it's my understanding he's already done that. That was the fundraising that he was talking about going into the hire of Ryan Silverfield. So I understand from what I'm told, they raised $15 million over the next 3 years, $5 million a year for football, and that was to increase, the operating budget of football. One of the questions that's come up is what is going to happen to get that $6 million for the athletic department from the university? How do you come up with that $6 million that's not currently in the university campus budget? And it sounds like to me that campus charges the athletic department for utilities in all the athletic facilities. And if they no longer do that, then that will cover the $6 million. That would be a $6 million surplus into the athletic department. If that's true and that happens, then you don't need a student fee. But we still are in a new world here where athletics is receiving money from the university, and that's never happened before. But what's also never happened before is the climate that we're living in college athletics today. And so the question to all this becomes, as a fan, as an Arkansan, What do you want to see happen? Do you want to see the university help the athletic department? Do you think it's all on the athletic department, as it always has been, to just come up with all their own money? And by the way, there was a point made in Wally's column that Hunter hasn't fundraised, but he's had record years in fundraising, from donations, from ticket sales, from concessions, numbers they've never hit before in the history of the school. So there has been some fundraising. There's been some criticism of it's been a year and a half since they had the stadium rights sponsored. We don't have a name on the stadium. Nobody's paying for that currently. I believe they're close to getting that done. But as we know, Chuck, nothing's done until it's done.
Yeah,
But
it's done when it's done.
I believe they're close to getting that done. And then one other thing that I just, and I think we kind of talked about this yesterday, but I got a little bit more clarity in talking to some people. How does this money get to NIL? So if you've got a budget that you can pay players directly out of the athletic department's budget, but then that's capped at $20.5 million, and that doesn't all go to football. So if you're going to raise your NIL to pay football players and you're trying to get that to $20-25 million, how does this help? Well, it's a shell game. You're moving money around now. So like people, for example, that are third-party vendors to the school, maybe a percentage that went to the school's athletic department can now go to the NIL fund and not directly to the school. And so then you offset that by some of this money that's coming in. Now, this is all kind of in the weed. I feel like we're half the time now. I feel like we're doing like CNBC, the business.
Here's
hour.
the thing: people understand it's a shell game. People are smart enough to know that a lot of this involves simply moving money around. And when people say you can't do something, well, there's always a way. I think people understand that. I think we need to have this discussion as a state. We need to have this discussion as a fan base. Are we going to fundamentally change the way things have gone here? Are we going to take campus money, if you want to use that term, and have it go into athletics? We've not done that before. It's gone against everything that so many of us have been taught about the way the athletic programs in our country should run. We took pride in this. I'll never forget, and I'm not going to name names, but very early in my time traveling to Razorback clubs, one of our assistant coaches in football got up and said, we are the school that doesn't, we don't take activity money. We don't do this. Well, we got back on the plane and the head coach said, we don't want to do more with less. We want to do more with more. There's been the desire to get this money for a long, long time. But fundamentally, that was just against everything that Arkansas had ever done. I do think we need to decide whether or not we want to cross that bridge. If we do, fine, let's go do it. If we don't, understand that things are going to be about like they've been.
Or worse.
Or worse. Now, JR brought up something a little bit earlier, and there's no good answer for this. How many wins is this going to equate to? Is this going to guarantee us anything? Well, no, it's not. And unfortunately, like sometimes when you invest your money in something, well, if you're smart, you study what's happened previously. You study the track record. You look at the company. You make decisions on what their decisions have been. There's nothing to go on here. There's nothing to go on. There's not 10, 20 years to look back on and say, yeah, if you invest this, this, and this is generally speaking going to be your return. We got nothing to go on. And but I do know what they're doing right now is not working. And so that's why obviously some people have made the decision that, we got to try to figure this out.
And I think the other part that you look at is what's happening around college athletics elsewhere. And if you're operating in a model that is now considered an old model, then you look at whether you need to adjust. Philip in Bentonville, you are on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's 7:12. Good morning. What's happening?
Good morning, Bo. Bo, Chuck, I thought, okay, so, and forgive me, but it's been since the 90s since I was in college. But I thought that they already did student fees because UAFS back in the 90s when I was there, for us to go do things, like means like intramural, that paid for intramural sports and stuff like that, you had a student fee.
Well, we're talking about an athletic fee. We're talking about an
Right.
athletic fee.
Right. And that's what I was talking about is some schools use that student fee to pay for intramurals, to pay for, that was kind of your how you paid to go in the student section and stuff like that. And I thought that's typical. I mean, in my experiences, and my son's and looking at colleges, and when we've looked at stuff, a lot of the colleges that he's looking at, and now, forgive me, we have not looked at U of A, but other colleges, there is a student fee, and it goes to, they call it athletics, which is intramurals.
Yeah, that's standard.
And that's what you pay. That's what you pay to get to student section.
Well, I mean, we're
So
talking.
this is kind of shocking to me.
Well, you're getting into semantics
Yeah,
right here,
yeah, I
and
mean-
it's a different type of fee.
Yeah.
There
are some places that have a student fee. They do.
I think we're comparing apples and oranges right here.
But what you're talking about, the student access pass is
Yeah,
like
that's a different
basically
deal.
a super discounted ticket price for a student. But there are schools that have a student fee.
Yeah.
But
you
again,
and Fort Smith
I'll be-
operated a little bit differently, I'm sure.
I'll be surprised if we get to a student fee.
I will be too.
I think there's other. By the way, the university. Wow, I can't. I've only got so many hands here. One of them's holding the microphone, and it's not as if you're just holding a microphone. If you're listening on
You're
the
holding a
radio,
microphone
it's a
stand, a
contraption.
stem.
It's a whole
It really
contraption.
is. Frameworks.
This is
Bart's like Frankensteining something. over here.
well, it's the old Mike stand.
He's creating.
It's the one.
It's Dr. Frankenstein. over here.
I mean,
He's like
that's-
MacGyver. He can fix anything.
That's what he does. I mean, I don't like the thing about Bart is it.
You guys know MacGyver?
It's got yes.
I know it from The Simpsons.
All right, sorry.
It's got to
don't know
be.
MacGyver.
It's got to be so challenging to be Bart because he could do so many things in life, and to make that choice to just do one thing has to be so difficult. And that's why he's here, because there's so many things he can do here.
He's already got
It's
it
part
done.
of the job.
Next segment, you're going to be living large.
Hey, by the way, while we're talking about money, Valentine's Day is coming up, and what do you do for Valentine's Day?
Depends on
it's
where you
just-
stand.
It's just,
It does. It depends on where you stand right there.
We get a new segment called The Bottom Line with Chuck Barrett. Well, Woodhouse Spa and Rogers, we told you about them over the holidays because it was the gift that was easy to give, but it was meaningful. And they're doing it for Valentine's Day. Woodhouse Spa and Rogers making Valentine's Day easy with a gift card from Woodhouse. You can take the stress out of giving this year. And by the way, if you get a $150 gift card in spa, you got to go in the spa to get it. You're going to receive a complimentary Lux Spa candle. So you basically get two gifts. So now you got a spa you can give them, and you got this great candle. And if you go $350 or more on your spend, you're going to get a Kendra Scott bracelet at no additional cost while supplies last. But again, go in the spa for that. Now, we're going to be registering you for a gift card giveaway. It's open now at chuckandbowshow.com. chuckandbowshow.com. Go there and register. We're going to be giving a gift card away in the coming days. Give the gift of relaxation for Valentine's Day. A customizable spa experience at Woodhouse Spa and Rogers. Rogers.woodhousespas.com. But again, if you want the gifts that come with the gift card, you got to go in Spa and Rogers to get that. 7:16. I need a little breather from the workout here of the microphone holding. But no, we want to hear from fans, and we'll get to Sterling and everything else when we come back. 877-377-6963. What do you make of all this? Do you have more opinions today? Do you have more things that we haven't gotten to?
Hell yeah, brother.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicher Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicher Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
He's Chuck Barrett.
He's Bo Mattingly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yuengling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yuengling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
School sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Alyssa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
When Chuck and I started the show, he said we want to deal with smart people, smarter than us. It's going to take a while for them to show up because they've been dumbed down, but they'll show up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A lot going on in here. My microphone working? All right, I can hear it now. Bart's over here working. Bo's got headsets on. We got a different mic stand. Bo's standing up now. Bart, what are you doing, Bart?
He's trying to.
There we go. There we go.
So,
looking good.
I went into the closet in there and I evaluated the tool situation.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a random assortment of like 5 different screwdrivers, a saw, a paintbrush, and a drill bit. And when I say that's the extent of it,
yeah, that's it. Huh?
And I couldn't help but think that for some people that may be the analogy to Arkansas football.
Maybe.
Like that's what we're working with.
Yeah, I don't know.
And what we're trying to do is get the entire tool set to change the microphone out into another stand. But these are the things that happen on a Friday. It's and you know what's going to be really interesting is everybody's going to leave here later today, and we're going to come back in here Monday, and everybody will have forgotten about it.
If you beat Kentucky
until Monday, and that's when I'll be in Bart's seat. We'll put Bart over here. I'll be over there.
Yeah, well.
That would be a fix. We could just have you sit over here and hold the mic, and I could just move over there to the situation room. By the way, we still this whole situation cries out for the Chevy of Fayetteville situation.
Yeah, we have not heard Bart's thoughts yet.
That all started.
I've been reading some of the texts
when the mic
during the break.
fell apart. But
fix your mic.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that. Let's just get to the people want to hear. Like, don't worry about this over here. I've got it. What are your thoughts? Wally's column. You know, the
student fee.
The student fee.
Let's just go. Should academic money go to pay for athletics?
No, I don't believe so. But that's just my personal opinion, and I know there are a lot of people who disagree, and there are schools who disagree.
Does that include the part that I laid out about the athletic department paying for utilities for all their facilities? Or should the university cover that like they do for everything else on campus?
Well, if they do it for everything else, then yeah, they should. They should cover that.
So that would be a $6 million.
But that's just part of the shell game, right there. That's just part of the shell.
Yeah, it's still money. Still comes from somewhere.
It is, but in terms of this equation, it's just part of the shell game.
So like, how did we maybe? Could I get some history from you guys? I'm sorry to interrupt. Could I get some history? Where did we get, like, take me back to the beginning of athletic departments. Where did we get the idea that athletic departments, if they were going to exist, should fund themselves at schools?
Well, because the purpose of the university was not to field a football team originally.
Yeah.
The purpose of the university was to be
still,
a university.
Still isn't.
Well, that's debatable. That is debatable.
You go to Tuscaloosa, that place is a whole lot different after they got good at football. I mean, they were good at football before, but I mean, with Saban, they went like enrollment. Was ridiculous.
Right, I understand that. The purpose of a university or a college is not to field a football team. It's not. That's not the purpose.
Well, but I mean, you could say that about like a lot of things about a university. Like if we're just going strictly education, then that's it. But I mean, part of the experience.
Right, I understand that. But what I'm saying is the university does not exist to field a football team.
And that is what for a lot of people the argument comes down to. That can't be dismissed. You can't dismiss that. For a lot of people, that is the basic argument, is that a university is not. Does not exist
I'm not
to field a
dismissing
football.
it. I just think it's framed wrong.
Well,
I know it's not. It doesn't exist to field a football team, but do you want to have one?
Oh, I think you do.
Okay. So, like, if you're a university and you decide you want to have one, do you want to have one, or do you want to say, well, we'd like to have one, but we'd like somebody else to pay for it?
Well, I think that's what everybody says.
Okay, so that's how we got here.
Yeah.
So, like, split it off. Just be like, hey, you guys are like, we don't. This doesn't even like. What do we? That's what I'm saying. Like, guys, we have such a crisis of model and organization.
Right. It's not. This is not
like. So you can't have in my opinion, you can't just boil it down to I'm fundamentally opposed to the university paying for its football team.
This is not a University of Arkansas problem. Right, it seems like it because this is where we are, and because we are in the state of Arkansas. It is the flagship institution of the state of Arkansas, and Razorback fans want to see their football team win. Right, this is not a University of Arkansas issue. This is a universities as a whole. Meaning the NCAA, which is made up of its member institutions, it is all of them collectively. It is their problem and their refusal to figure all this out. It's not about the chancellor. It's not about Hunter Yurachek. It is about all of them everywhere refusing to get on the same page. That's what this is about at its core. At its core.
Go ahead, Chuck.
It doesn't seem to me as though at times that this maybe is as complicated as we make it out to be. You were talking a little bit earlier about the utilities. I don't know exactly how all that works. I do know that they're going to have – it would be a disaster for them to charge a student athletic fee. It would be an absolute disaster, and that should not happen. That's my opinion. I believe that things like utilities, who pays for what, I think all those things can be adjusted, but there should not be a student athletic fee. And if that's the price, then the price is too high, in my opinion.
We got a text, Chuck, along these lines just now from a current student at the university, Eddie. He says, there should not be any student athletic fee. That's ridiculous. We pay thousands to get our education and can't get scholarships. I can't even get loans to cover what I need after scholarships. These guys are making money on top of a full ride scholarship and not getting a degree and bouncing around, and most of them are going to end up doing nothing because they don't have an education and no real world experience. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Well, he's 100% right.
Yeah. In fact, he's 100% right.
If I was a student, I'd feel the same way.
100%. 100%.
I think this can be done without that. In fact, I know it can be.
Yeah, 100%.
And
but that's also a much bigger issue that you're talking about that we have in college athletics.
Yes.
That's real world stuff.
Yes, it's
Chuck.
a bigger issue.
I share Bo's belief that there's not going to be a student fee. Ultimately, when it's all said and done, there will not be a student athletic fee. That would be absolute unmitigated disaster. And I don't believe anybody, certainly nobody wants to be the one that gets blamed for it. That's for sure. Everybody's kind of loose with their facts on this. And I include myself in this. I mean, everyone, I thought, what we read this morning was a little loose on facts. But I also know that perception is reality. And for a lot of people, what Wally wrote this morning is on point. For a lot of people, it's not.
I would like to talk about that when
go ahead.
When we come
well,
back.
Let me take.
We need to take a
if
break.
you guys don't mind, I'd like to take Dale and Harrison's call.
All right.
Dale, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, my gosh. I'm finally on.
You're on.
I've been listening to you guys forever. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you
Chuck,
so much. I'm
such
so
a
glad
fan,
we took
guys.
your
Oh, my
call.
gosh.
Yeah.
Listen to you guys every morning.
Call more
I
often.
listened to you guys yesterday talking about the other SEC schools that have the fee already. Wasn't there like 4 or 5?
Yeah, there was a group of them. It was not everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you guys were talking about maybe $200 a student. I mean, really, do you think that whenever you go to, if you're like me and you're from this area, $200 isn't really going to make that big a difference. I mean, it's not that big a difference. You're
Guys,
going to go to the
hey,
UVA.
yeah,
It's the fundamental thing
but
more than
I mean, we vote down quarter-cent sales taxes every year, and in terms of real dollars, it's nothing. But symbolically, it's a lot.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is it going to keep people from coming to U of A? No. They're not going to worry about that. It's just going to be like everything else we pay for.
No, but if you're a student, you have to ask yourself, is this going to help us win more football games?
Yeah, I think the question, Dale, because there's so many things we could talk about, so we're trying to just kind of put it in topic form. The question is, do you think the university should help Arkansas with its football program financially?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Totally.
All right.
Totally. Do you want to win, or do you want to stay where we've been at for the last since Petrino was there?
Yeah, and it's no. And by the way, thanks, Dale. Thank you for the call. Thank you for your kind words. We hit a break.
Hang on, I'm not done yet.
Go ahead.
Got
Oh
one more
well,
thing
you're
to
not.
say.
You
All right,
finish.
go ahead.
Please do.
Sick and tired of Bart's negativity. Get him off the air.
He got you. He was just.
Yeah, I wanted
he's
to
just
stick
kidding.
around for that.
He's just
Hey,
kidding.
yeah, the mic.
He's
I
just
dropped the mic there. That's funny.
Bart, the side eye from Bart there.
Yeah.
We're trying to get the job done today. You can get the job done with WT Equipment. Light construction work, they've got everything you need. Bobcat, Hustler, Steel, New Holland. You got projects to get done on the land. Maybe you're in the farm business. You know all about them then. The hay and forage business is what they've been known for a long time, but they can help you with anything we just mentioned, and the Bobcats are the way to go when it comes to light construction work because at WT Equipment, locally owned and operated, they're about helping you get the job done. 8 locations all over Arkansas, and you can log on to WTEquip.com.
There we go. Here we go.
Stewart's
Let's take some personal shots. You want to? I mean, come on. Let's take some personal shots at him.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Chuck, you've been around a while, and look, I don't mean that ugly, and Bo, you've been around not as long as Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ryan Silverfield has my attention.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay.
Has my attention.
Okay.
Is this like the seal of approval?
Look at that.
Well, I
Are
don't
we
know.
moving closer to the Bart seal of approval?
The man hasn't coached a game yet here.
Yeah.
But
he has your attention.
He has my
Okay.
attention for what he's doing in
Wow.
the transfer portal. You know, when...
Y'all better put him in the Heisman.
Sure.
Pay attention.
Look, when you see these initial transfer portal rankings, you expect them to change pretty rapidly over the course of the portal period as some of the big dogs in the sport, get after it and start signing players and everything. But when you look at what Arkansas's done in the portal, they've been hanging around the top 10 this entire time in terms of portal class rankings. 10th right now in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. 11th via On3. They're doing a great job in the portal, but what, at least it appears that way, right? We have no idea how these guys are going to play at Arkansas, right? But it appears that things are going well. Here's what caught my attention yesterday. Maryland transfer corner Lakai Rowland signed with Arkansas. Starter at Maryland, had a good year as the starter at Maryland. They're, you could say their best player in the defensive backfield. That alone is, eye-grabbing, and a starter from a Power 4 conference school. He visited Ohio State, right? And Ohio State fans were really pissed off that they didn't get this guy. And that he came to Arkansas.
Isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. And having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC.
Check, mic check.
You know, Oaklawn in Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa. Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
I'm right. No, Arthur. I'm right. I am right. Go look at it. Go look it up. Do the research and then come back.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man.
All right. Whew. We got callers.
There's 2 people in my life that can fix almost anything.
Right.
Kara and Bart.
Yeah.
And in that order.
You're marrying Kara.
Yeah. And she'd have all the tools, and she'd have duct tape and zip ties. And there would be no now Bart's right behind her, but I'm not going to live with Bart.
Well,
so
take
Bart at work.
You are marrying a daddy's girl, and that's good because she's going to have all the tools.
That's exactly
She's
right.
going to know how to fix the stuff you don't know how to fix because she's followed her dad around and she's watched him do all this stuff. And she knows how to do it.
You know. You're exactly
I've been
right.
there. I've been
exactly
there.
right.
And you need to take advantage of that. I was telling you. That's my life advice, man.
At first, it was kind of intimidating. And then I was
No,
like, no,
you just got to run with it, man.
This is a win.
Yes, it's a huge W. Once you get past the male ego part of well, she
get
knows
your
how to do it and I don't.
In order. That's right.
It's just run with it, man.
That's
It makes your life easier.
Well, that's what happened over the ice storm with me and Hannah with the shoveling the driveway situation.
Well, see, now
and I got dogged for it.
Well, that's where I differ. Like fixing something and manual labor are 2 different things.
That's right.
Like, I feel like I need to take the manual labor task on, but that's just me.
So if Kara was like, "Hey, I need to get out of the house. I want to move. I'm going to shovel the driveway," you say, "No. You sit down. I'm going to go." That's
No,
what
I
you
don't
do?
tell her to sit down. I just say you're welcome to come along, but I'm going to be out there doing that.
So
I'm not
you-
good.
so you-
But also,
you pull
we
the
don't
man
have
card.
we don't have a 1-year-old in the house to take care of either.
But if
And
like
it might be a break. I get in your case that it might be a break for her from the 1-year-old
Right.
task
Yes.
to take on something.
Well, I don't
some
know
other
because
task.
I got home yesterday and Hannah heard the segment and she thought it was hilarious that I was getting dogged on for that.
Well, it was hilarious.
No, I disagree.
It still is.
I disagree.
It still is.
But
I'm feeling a bit defensive.
But on the other hand, like if there's a leak, underneath the sink.
Oh, that's me.
Kara's game.
Oh, I see.
Kara's got to fix that.
That's right.
Now, if there's snow on the driveway, Bo will handle it.
Yeah.
All right.
But anything like intricate in the house, that's Kara's deal.
Weed eating, I can do that.
Yeah,
she can do that too. But I would rather do that. I feel.
Sure.
But if it's like a doorknob, have at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we can do this where it
Gotta
takes all
install a
day or
lock.
it take you
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, we got to put a new lock in. Kara, that's your department.
That's exactly. y'all got it. I mean, you got it figured out. If the university and the athletic department and the board, if they could get on that kind of page.
I know.
Sterling and Center Ridge, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, nothing much, Bo. And talking about this money and Chuck, talking about how we take so much pride in. And then Frank was the main one. We don't take funds from the school or tax dollars. But times have changed. And I heard JR talk about how many wins is this going to equate to. That's first mindset when you make a commitment to doing this. That's the first mindset you got to get out of. You're not going to a restaurant. You're not hiring a repairman. You see, when you get a repairman, the other repairman in town ain't coming over there trying to prevent him from preparing whatever you need done. The competing restaurant ain't coming over there to make sure they don't serve good food and give good service. You see what I'm saying? In athletics, in sports, you got another set of people that spend the same amount of more money, and their job is to prevent you from accomplishing your job. It's not the same. So even though you have to spend money to get in the game, you can't look at it like, well, we ain't getting no bang for our buck because we ain't winning that championship. That's not how athletics work. A long time ago, coaches used to say they have scholarship players too. in the NFL and the pro sports, they got players over there getting paid too. So I mean, it's different. To get in the game, you got to spend money, but you can't expect and look for and expect wins just because you spend more money. It takes everything. Everybody know the recipe. You know, Eddie told for years recipes to get victory, and not one time did he say anything about money in those recipes going into a game. So that's just my feeling on it. And I'm with y'all. Whatever we do, I just want us to do it.
I want us to be able to do it without attaching a student fee. I would be very, very much against that, and am very, very much against that. I hope that they are able to work this out without that. I think that would be disaster in many, many respects.
Sterling, thanks for the call. Appreciate you weighing in. Tracy's in CrossFit. Tracy, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Tracy.
Going once, going
to
twice.
hear from Tracy.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
maybe
we'll
he'll come back.
Charlie in Camden. Go ahead, Charlie.
It's CrossFit, so it's kind of like Camden. She probably lost service or something.
Well,
How you guys
honestly,
doing?
we sometimes have a phone system issue.
I
We're
bet
doing
we get
well.
it worked
Go
out.
ahead.
I bet we get it worked out.
Hey, where is college game day going at tomorrow? I forget.
You know, if you ask me that for the last 5 years in college basketball, I don't think I'd be able to tell you.
Well, you know, I think last year they did go to Kentucky and Arkansas. I wish they would have came for this one, but you know, it's going to be. Man, I'm excited for it. Electric atmosphere.
I am too.
You know, I know Cal says that, you know, it's just another game. I think for him, I think he's moved on. I do. I don't think that he has any sort of ill will or grudge towards them, because I don't think that's the kind of person he is. And I do give Mark Pope credit. I mean, I think he's done a pretty solid job. It's a tough person to follow, John Calipari. You know, I think they'll come in, Chuck, and play a much more inspired and better game than they did against Vanderbilt. I just do. But I hope Arkansas, you know, at the end of the day, I think we're the only team left in the SEC that is undefeated at home. So you want to try to keep that going, keep winning those home games. Chuck, I was going to ask you about Malik Thomas and his floater game that I think is really underrated about his game. And if you think about it, if he didn't have that, people would just be all over him.
His floater?
His ability to.
So I got a story for you about that. So we did the Hog Pod with Malik Thomas, and I said, how did you meet Cal? And he said he walked up to me at a gym when I was a freshman, and he walked up to me and he said, hey, you got to get a floater. It's the first thing he ever said to him. Not how you doing, what's up. That was the first, and he's never forgotten it. We got to hit a break, but we'll come back and take more calls. But isn't that wild?
No,
and now it's like a huge part of his game.
And let me say this. I know the coach in Cal says this is just another game. This is not just another game. This is not just another game for any of those guys that had anything to do with Kentucky. This is a big game. But in many respects, you know, from a conference standpoint, yes, it's another game, but it means a lot. Hey, I'll tell you what means a lot, too. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Your comfort, your peace of mind, particularly this time of year. That's part of their mission. It's going to get cold again this weekend. It's going to get really cold tonight, single digits. If you're a Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric customer, you're not worried because you know that they have taken care of this ahead of time, and you're not going to have issues. And they're going to help you lighten your financial load, too. This new year, no payments, no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing a stubborn plumbing issue or replacing an aging heating system, air system, got to upgrade your electrical, the Pascal Pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. You can visit gopascal.com and schedule your appointment today.
You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I want to see you and Bart in the old three-legged race.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let me just...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. Residential or commercial, simple or complex, Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
We've been thinking that you travel a lot, and we were wondering if it'd be okay if you just shared your location with us.
Probably not. But
just in case anything happens.
Yeah, I
just with the family here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
would you mind sharing your location with us?
I would mind. Yes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's been a wild day on the show. We're going to cross it. We've got Tracy on the line now. Tracy, good morning. The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, send your fiance down here to fix the screen door. It fell
there
straight off the damn hinges, and they think I'm gonna fix it. I ain't fixing nothing.
Screen door's wife's job, isn't it, Tracy?
I'm not sending her anywhere, pal. She's staying right here.
Hey, y'all. Good morning. My question is about all of this. You know, where's the freshmen? We don't talk about the high school kids no more.
Not as much as we used to. Now, we do in basketball.
It is amazing. They're saying this is maybe the greatest freshman class in college basketball history. We throw terms around like that all the time, but it is a great freshman class in basketball.
Man, I think Boozer, how he pushed around us, and that kid from BYU played the other night. But, you know, that it was a discussion the other day with Pat and this other guy on about who's the best point guard, and he talked about the Tennessee guard, not the Tennessee, the Vanderbilt guard. I said, no, he ain't got enough bricks in his back pocket to handle A-Cuff, because A-Cuff pushed him around.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard John Rothstein does, all these things on social media.
Junkie, John Rothstein.
And nobody studies college basketball more.
No.
And he said that of all the point guards that Cal's had, that have been unbelievable in college and gone on to win MVPs in the NBA and all that, none of them have been as good as Darius Acuff has been as a freshman this year. I mean, and John Calipari is second to nobody in freshman point guards.
John Wall
in college basketball. De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. I mean, Ulis, who's on the staff. Derek Rose. I mean,
SGA.
Yeah, go ahead. But what do you have there?
Keep on rolling. Yeah.
So Acuff this year averaging basically we'll call it 20 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Only less than 2 turnovers a game in 33 minutes. When you compare that to the other freshman guards that Cal has had, Fox, John Wall, Brandon Knight, Jamal Murray, Ulis, Malik Monk, SGA, Maxey, Quickly, Rose, Dillingham, like those are incredible players. Acuff's numbers are as good or better than everybody. His points per game currently the most of anybody on that list. And, I mean, we're talking about some all-time players there. And Acuff, in terms of scoring, has been better than all of them. In terms of assists,
to watch him on
only
Saturday.
John Wall has averaged more, and just barely. Just barely. In terms of turnovers, only Emmanuel Quickly averaged fewer turnovers, just barely. Like, we're talking about a generational player here. In Darius Acuff.
I've wondered with Arkansas, have we ever had, and I know, I said some stuff about these guys early in the year, and the Mayberry and Day people came out of the woodwork, but have we had 2 freshmen that have been 1-2 in scoring and 1-2 in assists? Because that's what Acuff and Thomas are. I mean, they're 1-2 on the team in scoring, 1-2 on the team in assists. They're both freshmen. Now, football and basketball are different. You can have an impact player right away as a freshman in college basketball. It's a lot harder to do in football. And, that's apples and oranges. But, man, when it comes to basketball, you look around the country, there are a lot of 18-year-olds that are paying big, big dividends for their schools.
Fran Fraschilla is a good basketball analyst and a former coach, and this guy's – he makes it his life's work to really understand and evaluate talent as he's calling games. He's going to join us next. We'll talk about the Arkansas-Kentucky game. If you're looking for a Valentine's Day idea, as we told you earlier, Woodhouse Spa and Rogers, making it easy on you. And when you get a $150 gift card in Spa, you'll receive a complimentary Lux Spa candle, so you get 2 gifts. If you purchase $350 or more, a Kendra Scott bracelet. You got to purchase that in Spa. Get the customizable spa experience for Valentine's Day. Woodhouse Spa and Rogers, rogers.woodhousespas.com. Chuck and Bo Show, good morning.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Imagine every sip and bite feels like you're celebrating the finer things in life. Chef Shiloh and the bartenders at Tusker's Tavern in Fayetteville have just dropped new menu items celebrating a cocktail culture and culinary craftsmanship. Daily happy hour, 5 to 6:30. 20% off wine by the glass and $5 local draft beer. And for fun, they've created Unhappy Hour, Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m. with the same specials. It's Tusker's Tavern at the corner of Mission and Crossover in Fayetteville. I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Donuts, Red Bull, and lottery tickets. I mean, how could you want anything
Courtesy
more?
of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites, like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at it. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I heard someone say the other day that, you know, the model in professional sports is like basically for every dollar you bring in, when you break it all down, you get through all the expenses, every dollar you bring in, the players are going to get between 45 and 50% of that dollar, all right? In college, it's more like about 25 to 30%. The difference is the size of the staffs, and I'm not talking about the coaching staffs. I'm talking about go to a professional operation. I'm not talking about like the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking about your average professional sports operation. Front office wise, you know, the people you don't see, it's pretty lean and mean. I mean, it really is. There are 2 people, you know, there's one person doing 2 people's jobs in some of these organizations. Not all of them, but some of them. In college sports, just the people working in the building, the numbers just dwarf the people that work for professional sports organizations. And all those people have to be paid. And so there is much more of a financial burden on a college athletic department. But when you hear stories like that, like you were talking about, the average Arkansan will never set foot on a private plane. The average Arkansan, when they,
the average American,
they, you know, when they go to Smashburger, it's not $600 and it's not being DoorDash. I think sometimes people don't understand when they do these things how it plays. They don't understand how it looks. Maybe, you know, life is, you know, you don't think about that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But every time a story like that comes out, people do notice. I mean, they may not say anything, but they do notice.
It did remind me, the $600 DoorDash of Smash Burger did remind me of several teenage girls in a Starbucks order. I mean,
It's just nuts.
I'm just telling you. Careful, dads.
Never miss a moment of the show thanks to the Chuck and Bo Show on demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I put the old Keurig on, hit 10 ounces strong because I got to have the strong button.
That's true.
And because you're drinking coffee, man, you need to actually
Go all the
drink
way.
coffee.
Go all the way.
Like, when you can see through the coffee, like if you were to put coffee in one of those glass
That's
mugs
just brown
and you
water.
could see through it, that's disgusting.
That's horrible.
I mean, if you could see through a clear coffee mug, through your coffee, you might be a bad person.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Arkansas and Kentucky. Man, this has a big field game.
Oh, it does. And it's going to feel that way tomorrow night, too. Wait till we get in there.
Fran Fraschilla is going to be on the call for ESPN. We got a lot of respect for Fran, the work that he does, the way he breaks things down, talent evaluator, calling games, and he's joining us now on the Chuck and Bo Show. Already made his way to town. Fran, it's a privilege.
Hello.
Thanks for hopping on with us. Can you hear me, Fran?
Hello,
Fran. All right, let's. I tell you what, I've got about one more day with this phone system,
We're
and I'm
gonna
gonna
throw it
run,
across
I'm
the
gonna run
room.
my head right through it.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's just like incessant. And we said earlier, it's always going to happen when you go to somebody.
We
like,
were talking a minute ago
like-
during the break that, and there's issues all the time. I mean, let's just be honest. If you call the show, you know it. We're going. Well, just wait. We're going to have somebody on here in a minute, and it's not going to work. And then, lo and behold, here we are.
Oh man, 5:30 is the game tomorrow night, right on ESPN.
5:30. That's right.
And of course, you and Z will have the call on the Razorback Sports Network.
Z's going to be fired up tomorrow night. I just know he is.
Oh, is he going to get in the handshake line?
He is.
They're leaving.
He is going to be so fired up tomorrow night. I know he. And look, I am too. I'm excited about this game.
Goodbye.
What was that like? Looking back, calling that game at Kentucky last year.
It was as much fun as I've had calling a game in a while. I enjoyed it very much. And look, Cal was in his first year. I've worked with a lot of coaches and don't necessarily have a special allegiance to any of them. But, man, that was fun last year watching and calling that game.
Fran Fraschilla with us. Coach, can you hear us now?
Gotcha. I'm
Sorry.
all ready to go.
Yeah, that's our phone system. We apologize. Thanks for making time for us. It's too bad you didn't hear me. I was really bragging on you. And we do appreciate you making time.
Probably better for me.
What are your thoughts heading into this matchup? We were just kind of reminiscing a little bit last year. Arkansas was 1-6, and boy, that win in Lexington really just flipped everything for Cal, and then the program's kind of had a lot of momentum since.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't get to see Cal often. We've known each other since we were teenagers, really. We met at Dean Smith basketball camp many years ago. So they switch us around, and a couple of weeks ago they said, "Hey, you're going to Fayetteville," and I'm all excited. Obviously, there's a lot of intrigue. Let's put it that way. I don't know if you could talk about. I mean, the matchup is such that Kentucky's coming in a little wounded after winning 5 in a row. Cal's team seems like they've kind of found their rhythm. I love the combination of the backcourt kids and the size they have up front. I would say this, as I've studied the Razorbacks, right now they have somewhere between an Elite 8 and Sweet 16 offense, but they also have a round of 32 defense. So that's something I think is going to have to improve over the course of the next month or so.
to get really excited about where I think the Razorbacks could go in the postseason. But having said that, this is kind of a fun matchup for me. I know the crowd's going to be awesome, and obviously, there's still the lingering effects of John leaving Kentucky and coming to Arkansas. So I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a little bit of a soap opera, as it was last year.
Coach, talk to us about defense. You're not the first person that we've heard say round of 32 defense.
Yep.
Talk to us and tell us about what a connected defense looks like and what you feel like you need to see from Arkansas's defense to, say this is a team that can make a really deep run.
Well, I think they certainly have all the pieces, Bo. They're athletic. They have size up front. The backcourt certainly has athleticism, and it's just a matter, like as you said, it's just connection. I think sometimes I'm getting a little technical here, but sometimes they switch out of convenience on the perimeter. Their guards, I think, as much as I love their guards, I really do. Those two freshmen have been terrific, and they've got depth in the backcourt as well with DJ coming off the bench, Billy Richmond, who's a wing, Carter Knox. They have all the ability to defend. It's just not clicked the way I would probably like it, and probably the way Cal and his staff would like it. But I think what's been I think promising is the fact that in the second half of games they've really as was the case on Tuesday night, they really can lock down and play great defense. But on the other hand, what their strength is right now, and it's really not an issue. Defense has to get better, but the offense is elite right now when you look at what Darius Acuff is doing, and Malik Thomas, and they're getting some punch up front, from Brazil and Ewan inside as well. So I think every coach thinks that there's ways to improve over the course of the next few months, and I think that would be one area where I think they'll probably focus on.
We want to talk about Acuff, but before we go there, let's stick with the defense for a second.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people talk about Cal and his teams over the years and how this gets said, what's being said right now a lot, and they oftentimes improve like as the season goes on, which you expect from a great coach. But you know that he's drilling this message every day, right? I mean, it's not like he just starts later in the season. What is it about him that happens where his teams oftentimes tend to get better? In this case, defensively, as the season goes on or into March.
Well, it's so ironic because the first 5 or 6 years of his head coaching career, going way back to UMass, that's a long time ago, Chuck. They weren't teams that could score well, and they had to beat you over the head with their toughness and defense. And certainly many of his teams have had toughness and defense through the years. But I think, quite frankly, as he's developed this reputation for being a great coach and putting guys into the NBA, he's attracted offensive-minded guys. That's obvious when you look at the history of let's say, before we talk about Darius, talk about all the great guards he coached particularly at Kentucky, and then going back to Derrick Rose at Memphis. And so you're going to naturally, being a great recruiter with a great product to sell, you're going to get elite offensive players. And once you figure out over the course of 4 months, this is actually a way we have to continue to get better, then I think it becomes more of a point of emphasis. But the great thing about Cal and the way they play is that it's a style that attracts kids like Darius Acuff and DJ Wagner and Malik Thomas. So any good coach is going to evaluate where this team stands middle of the season and say, okay, here's an area. If you guys really want to go to an Elite Eight, this is where we've got to improve because we know we can score. We're averaging 90 points a game.
What is it about Darius Acuff that has him in a category where people are saying he might be the best freshman point guard in college? Not talking about what he's going to be in the NBA, but this year in college. And that list of, 15, different point guards that have gone on to do incredible things. What makes him that good?
Well, first of all, I've got this anecdotal theory, Bo. If you come from Detroit, Oakland, Baltimore, and I'm a New Yorker, so I oftentimes this kid these kids out of those kind of places get a little overlooked compared to the Chicago, New York, L.A. kids. And Detroit kids have always had toughness and grit. You know, he right off the bat, before we talk about his talent, I mean, he goes on the court feeling that there's nobody really that can guard him. Not to say he doesn't have respect for his opponents, he does, but his toughness. Then you look at the physical attributes, his strength and quickness for a young player. He's a powerful kid for his age. He gets to the basket. He's an elite finisher. And oftentimes those kids that come out of the hardscrabble playgrounds of places like Detroit, you know, in the old days we grew up out playing outdoors, and so you didn't really have a jump shot because you couldn't really shoot on a windy March day. So you took everything to the hole, you know. And this kid is a great shooter as well. We'll make a comparison tomorrow. I've watched a lot of these top freshmen, and Darius reminds me of a young Damian Lillard, who obviously is hurt this year, but is heading to the Hall of Fame, because Damian had that same grit that I'm talking about with Darius. So it's the grit, it's the athleticism, it's the confidence, and then, you know, John's done a really good job of turning him loose. And to his credit, when I watched this team, and this was really apparent on Tuesday night, first of all, he's a much better passer than people realized for a kid averaging 20. And then I've been impressed with Arkansas lately. They move the ball for a team that has two freshmen, especially with DJ now coming off the bench the last couple of games. It's really easy for guys to want to get theirs. Not the case with this team. They share it, move it. Big guys get it when it's appropriate. Brazil can stretch the defense, and Darius, to me, is finding people as well as getting his own.
Coach, give us a scout on Kentucky before we get you out of here. What do you think we're going to see from the opponent tomorrow?
Do you have a sports psychiatrist around?
Well, actually, Bart's across the room, and he plays one from time to time.
Yeah, we have an actor.
Well, first of all, let's be fair. They're without. I don't want to say 3 NBA level players because they're not, but they're without 3 key guys. You know, Quainton. So I don't think Quainton's going to play the rest of the year, based on what I heard from Mark Pope yesterday. You know, you got Cam Williams who just got hurt. You know, so that's another guy. Jalen Lowe. And here's the bottom line: right now they don't have a point guard. Jalen Lowe's out, so they don't have a point guard. And I've been through this, Chuck. When you don't have a point guard, I don't care if it's, you know, Dean Smith, Eddie Sutton, you name them, you don't look like you're well coached. When you don't have a guy, it's just like not having a quarterback in football, and you guys know what that can be like.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. Do they have some talent? They absolutely do. Otega Owe can, you know, is preseason SEC Player of the Year. Moreno, the freshman's getting better. Aberdeen has started to come on, the transfer from Florida. But that's the first thing, no point guard, and so that's a major problem. And then it perplexes me beyond logic why they get off to these incredibly horrible starts. Now, I'll just say this. I spent 2 years watching Mark Pope coach at BYU in the Big 12 and was impressed. And obviously last year they did a great job. They got to the Sweet 16. I don't know. I will say also that some of the guys they took out of the transfer portal, and, you know, Garrison comes to mind, Diabate from Alabama. I'm not sure, I got to say it kindly, I'm not sure they're worth what they probably got in NIL. And so early in the season, everybody talked about this $22 million roster, and I hope that's not the case because honestly, the roster from top to bottom is not worth that much money. I don't think they made some smart decisions in the transfer portal.
Man, and that's the money, you got to have it to play at some level, but it doesn't guarantee you anything. The talent evaluation is still as important as it's ever been. Fran, we look forward to watching you on the call with Dave Pasch. I know you'll see Chuck at the game, and we appreciate you hopping on with us, Coach. As always. You're the best.
Hey, we don't do it often, but glad to come on and glad to be in the SEC for a weekend. That's going to be fun for me.
All right, Fran. Thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate it. Fran Fraschilla, he's a great talent evaluator.
He's a basketball man.
He's a basketball
to the core
guy, and he's
a New York
great
guy.
insight on Acuff and, you know, what Kentucky's dealing with. And when you break it down like that, You know it's still going to be a tough game.
Yeah, it is.
But it's hard not to feel good about Arkansas going into this game. All right, we got calls lined up. People want to talk about the athletic department. They want to talk about the university. They want to talk about where the money's going. They want to talk about how to be good at football. And we want to talk about all that stuff. So we'll do it when we come back. If you're looking to watch the game somewhere, you don't have a ticket, you can't get in, Walk-Ons is a great place to go. 60 televisions at any Walk-Ons location. And ask about Flight by Yingling on draft when you're there. They've got great food at Walk-Ons. They got lots of choices. There's nothing bad on the menu. And that Flight by Yingling, 95 calories, tastes like a Yingling, but it's the next generation of light beer. Try it today or pick it up at the store if you're watching at home. 8:16, good morning. I don't know if anybody else is having fun, but this is a blast for me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorbacks. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mangarelli are the real deal, two of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eyes. And now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye, and you will be too.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
You're going to be there, right?
Maybe.
Well, I'm saving you a seat.
I'm giving it the big maybe.
The hard maybe.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, we're going to the phones. Rod has been holding all day. Rod, we apologize. You're driving around. You're out there, doing the good work.
Hey. Keeping America rolling,
we
baby.
appreciate it. Good morning, man. 8:21 Friday.
Yeah, good morning. I mean, I feel bad for you. You got a broke mic. That's like my truck not going into 12th gear.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been handicapped. And Bart, they did a drive-by on Bart a while ago. That one guy did, and I felt bad about that because, I like people that can do critical thinking. Yeah, I like people who do critical thinking. I even like Bart.
Yeah.
So, I think the state should make up the shortfall on the athletic and the college part, because if Louisiana can do it, surely we can do it. I mean, heaven forbid one of those students should miss a frap latte a week because it's like $5 or $6 a week, for $200, $300 a year. So, I mean, where the priorities are, right?
Yeah.
But, I think the state should make up the shortfall. It is the University of Arkansas, for God's sake. So we waste more money than $6 million a year on just, I don't know, crap. Is that what I'm supposed to call it? Because
there's a lot of wasted money in the world in general. There's a lot of wasted money in the world in general. I mean, and we all probably most of our budgets. Not everybody.
You
but
pay
most,
attention when you give your money to somebody else. You pay attention to how they're spending it when it's somebody else.
And you didn't get a popcorn and a movie ticket and whatever else back in return. But
we can do it. Yeah, we can do that one walking park a year, so we can fund our football team.
So now, when you say the state should pay for the rest of it, how do they do that? What's your plan on that?
Well, it's got to take it out of our tax money, like they always do. They were supposed to eliminate state income tax. I can tell you right now, where I'm sitting, they sure didn't eliminate nothing on me, right? I'm still paying my part and then some. So there's no harm in, taking one of these little, liberal wet dreams and taking the money from that and putting it into our college. I mean,
wow,
you can
so eloquently said.
Yeah, that was good.
That was eloquent.
Oh, no.
All right, Rod.
Wow.
Rod.
That was the phone system doing it all on its own.
That's funny.
Nelson and Harrison. Nelson, good morning.
Nelson.
There's something wrong with these
There's
phones.
like five gremlins
I think
in
there's
there.
a gremlin.
We're going to make a change. William and Lafayette, good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing today?
Doing okay.
Doing great,
How are
man.
you,
Good morning.
William?
All doing pretty good. Just sitting here looking at some emails, listening to y'all show. Fran Fischella was excellent, by the way. Great guest. Look, I got a couple questions for you guys. Maybe y'all can help me understand this as I try to rationalize it. So there's $15 million that's coming back to the athletic department, and 6 of that is earmarked for football. So does that leave 9-some odd million to be distributed? Basketball, baseball, Courtney softball team, et cetera, et cetera. Is that how that's going to work?
No, the $15 million is for football, and that's already been raised.
Well, so there's a couple different numbers. So the overall 15.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking.
So there's 3 things. One is the athletic department's not giving money back to the university, which it has done forever. So that's about, let's just say, $5 million. And then there's $6 million that the university campus is going to give the athletic department. Okay, so now we're at 11.
Correct.
And then there's an additional $5 million that Hunter had to earmark directly to football, and that money has already been raised. So the money that the athletic department's not giving back and the money that they are receiving in is not necessarily earmarked for football.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thanks for helping me understand.
Yeah. And now where all that goes is towards the overall. But and here's the thing: people want transparency and all this stuff, but we're not really living in a college athletic transparency world. And so there's a bunch of moving money around. So, like, you can't necessarily pay the players directly with some of this money because once you hit that cap that they have from rev share, you're stuck. But you can do deals with vendors that instead of paying you like they normally would, they can pay the players. They can turn it into an NIL deal at concessions, for example, or, you know, with the multimedia rights partner.
Yeah, you got to get creative with it.
Right.
Can't think outside of the box till you think inside the box, right? So, yeah, great. So the second question I have is in regards to these student athletic fees. Is that essentially like an increase in season ticket sales, but an increase in the dollars the students will have to pay to get access to their student tickets? Isn't that essentially what that would be? Or am I wrong on that?
Not necessarily. Bart Pullman is, maybe you know Bart. He's in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. He's been busy this morning. Good morning, Bart. What do you have for us there?
No, that's a great question because I think there's a misunderstanding a little bit about what that fee looks like, the student athletic fee. That is not per student at the university. That is a fee charged per credit hour to anybody taking classes at the university, and that fee goes toward the athletic department. It's per credit hour. It's not like a flat $200 per student. It would be $200 per credit hour if that was the number. Probably wouldn't be something that high, but that money adds up real quick as part of tuition.
So that's if there was a student fee. It's your understanding that's how it would be applied.
No, that is how it would be applied.
So
yes.
Not your understanding. That is how it would be applied.
Yes.
The student access pass is completely different.
Yes, that's different
than a fee. This would be like a tax. Like if they were to implement it, it would be like a tax, right?
To an extent.
Yeah, it'd be
you
like,
could draw that analogy.
You know, when you go to a nice hotel and they tell you it's, $200 or $300 a night, you get your bill back and it's a lot more, and you're like,
HMR tax.
Oh,
baby.
there was a resort fee. It's a resort fee.
Well, what do you hear from everyone when they talk about taxes? I mean, they don't know where the money's going. They, things of that nature.
Going to that pothole out here that they've been working on for 2 years.
Yeah, and I think that's what, sometimes when you're putting money into a college athletic department, it's the same thing.
I mean, can we talk about construction for a second? I just have a question.
It's messed up again out there.
I know it's our little thing because it's right here, but I also know that you're dealing with this wherever you live.
That's
so
right.
It's not just here, but it's our example. So how do I even explain this?
I don't know.
They shut one lane down for a year. And they cut a hole and they cut a line and they're redoing the water line. That's what we're told. They had a jackhammer out there one day. We went out there and asked some stuff. Whole thing. Then it's gone. It's over. And then it's like somebody said, you know what? I don't know if we did that right. And I swear, the other day I come back and I'm like,
They've got the hole open again.
What is this? They've dug it like a 6x6 square hole in the middle of the road.
I get mad every time I leave in the morning. I do. I get angry every morning when I try to turn out of here.
I'm like, do y'all just like it here? Is it is this the best place to hang out?
It cannot possibly take this long.
My thing is like, can't we do it all at the same time? It's like they didn't have a part, so they put it all back together, and they came back 6 months later and did it again, and we're right back in it.
Welcome to our world. I mean, really.
I understand construction. Like roads have to be expanded, and we got more people, and I get that.
We just need answers.
But what I'm saying is, like, once you work on it for a year, like you think we started here. Look how much progress we made. We're done.
Somebody tell us what the plan is.
Plan
is.
That's exactly right.
That's all we want.
Nelson,
we want to know where the money's going.
Nelson is back.
I don't know.
Hello, guys.
Oh, there he is.
Nelson, what's up?
Nelson, are you really in Harrison? Somebody asked me that the other day. Or do you live and breathe?
Yes, I'm really in Harrison.
Did you go to
really
school?
in Harrison.
Are you a goblin?
No, I'm not a goblin. I'm not a goblin. I'm from. Yeah. Well, whenever you live in this area, you're usually from one of the other. I'm even from a completely different county originally, but it's only about 30 miles down the road.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So no, I'm full fledged in Harrison, all that. So, but guys, I tell you this: we're talking about all this stuff. We're talking about. They are not. If they are in, I'm with Chuck. If they are in there, if they want to really mess up, they're going to put that student fee on there. They're not going to do that.
No.
The university has went everywhere around not doing that. And I think what you're talking about, Bo, with the utilities and all that, that would help make up what we got going on here, right?
That would make it.
But there's two. But
that would make it all
things.
up.
But there's two things, guys, that we need to worry about. And the one thing ain't trying to outspend everybody else. Don't try to outspend everybody else. Spend what you've got to spend. Stay in the game. Because you can go, if you go to a blackjack table and you're trying to outspend everybody at the table, you're going to lose. If you're at a blackjack table and you strategically spend your money, you'll come out like Chuck. So, but you don't go in there and just say, well, I'm going to spend every dollar I've got. And guys, this is what I want to say. Like Ole Miss, their collective did do most of their work. But a lot of these, the majority of these other schools that are just getting an influx of cash are from a donor that wants to throw it all in there.
That's right.
So, guys, this is what I want to say. One last thing right here. I want you guys to look at what we did with Musselman. Everybody was like, you can't recruit to Arkansas. You can't recruit to Arkansas. He did it. He started us getting good recruits, all the boys he did. Now, look at what Silverfield's doing right now. He recruited all of our good in-state talent. Quincy Rhodes was on with DJ Williams last night, working out in the football facilities, sweat dripping off of him, and he said he would not be here if Silverfield wasn't here. He said Silverfield recruited me in high school, my senior year of high school, and I spent most of my weekends that year in Memphis. So, and look at what we're doing right now. Ryan Silverfield is down in Texas. He's not going down there to get 3 stars. He has recruited and offered the biggest. I mean, you look at their list. Look at the recruits he's getting right. He's going after right now. He ain't playing around.
I hate to do this. I mean, it's just such a great call. We have to go to break. Right back after this. Are we a bunch of idiots or what?
Yes, we are. Yes. Yes, we are. Yes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Every day I wake up despising Georgia basketball more and more.
That's a lot of despising, Brent, every day. Every day to despise something. That adds up.
I mean, Mike White's had more good jobs than the law should allow and had never won anything.
Well, he's winning right now.
Well, Bo, it's January, Bo.
I'm just.
What's he done?
Well, I mean, what did Mike White do to you? What's wrong with Mike White?
What did he do to me? His whole family's got a silver slipper on their foot. Brother, athletic director at Florida International.
Born on third base.
There we go. Hey, that guy was here. The one that's the FIU AD. He worked in our marketing department years ago.
He tried to sell advertising, and I don't know how good he was.
Brent's got a long memory. FIU, I think.
Well, no, it's FAU.
Brian White's the AD at FAU.
FAU. Okay,
Danny is the AD at Tennessee.
Okay.
Brett can tell you. He knows where all these guys
And
are.
his dad was the AD at Tulane. What have they ever done?
Who?
And his dad was the AD at Duke. Danny White. I believe his name is. Well, I don't know what his name is.
Danny's his brother. He's the AD at Tennessee.
Oh man! According to
Oh God, that just makes me ill. Mike White can't afford enough hair gel to get his hair standing up. He just put that little piece in the front.
I've never heard people get on Mike White before. He's a nice guy.
This is unbelievable. Like, where does this
His
come
teams
from?
don't win championships, so everyone likes him.
The whole family.
He's a polite guy, and you're just trashing him.
He's the whole family. It's the whole family, Chuck. Not just Mike White. He didn't like the
Silver
Whites.
Spooners.
Yeah.
They've never had to work for anything in their life in athletics.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know, Oaklawn in Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals, all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Sphere, it's hard to describe.
I
know
wanna
many
go.
people
I wanna go.
have gone.
Great.
I mean, the seats vibrate.
I've been places where the seat vibrates.
Yeah, well, that's not
not a concert.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Our guy, Zach Gillum, Oaklawn Vice President of Racing and Wagering, joining us. Zach, we were hoping to be there today. The weather had different ideas, so we're going to do it next weekend. How are you, my man?
I'm doing great, guys. Yeah, unfortunately, Mother Nature won this round, but we'll try it again next week.
Well, just give us the lowdown on that real quick. The Southwest Stakes will be next weekend?
So everything is going to shift to next week. We had 3 cards we had already drawn. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the card we had originally drawn for Friday, January 30th, and that is going to move to Thursday, February 5th. So that is going to be the new opening day for the Classic Meet. That'll kick us off for the season. And then the Southwest, which is originally going to run tomorrow, the 31st, that will move into a Friday. So that's actually going to be next Friday when you guys are there with us. We'll have the Southwest. That is a 3-year-old prep race for the Kentucky Derby. The next stage at Oaklawn before you go to the Rebel and then the Arkansas Derby potentially. So very exciting. That will be a big day, 12 races. First race at 11:30. Friday is going to be a big one. And then we have a concert that night in the event center. Saturday, we will have the racing scheduled as originally was, but we will add the American Beauty Stakes that was originally going to be on that Friday. And then Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, we were not going to originally race. That is going to be an added race day to make up. So we will have a full weekend, racing every day. Going to be phenomenal.
When you've got 2 stakes races a weekend, that's a big weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Well, on that Southwest, I mean, that's $1 million
Right.
prep race for the Kentucky Derby. That's the
Absolutely.
points. And then the Martha Washington, also a points race for the Oaks. So I mean, a couple big races, and then other stakes. I mean, the King Cotton Stakes is going to be on Sunday. I'm a big fan of 6 furlong dirt sprint, so that's a race that I really look forward to every year. And it looks like, as of now, last checked anyway, it can always change, that the forecast is finally going the right direction, and maybe, mid to high 50s and sunshine. So should be a great weekend.
Well, looking forward to that next weekend. We'll be there a week from today. Zach, I know we've got some time here. Not this weekend, but the following, we'll have the Super Bowl. You've already got prop bets up at Oaklawn Sports, right?
Yeah, there are almost 1,200 markets available for wagering right now on this matchup. It's the Seahawks, the Patriots, 5:30 kickoff next Sunday. That is February 8th. And right now the Seahawks 4.5-point favorites in this matchup, total at 45.5.
And one more game just to get into for today. The Arkansas-Kentucky game, what are you expecting there? What are some of the things that we can get into?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big one. We've all been looking forward to this since the schedule was made out. And I'm thinking, from what I've seen on some of the books that have put up a number, it's going to be anywhere between 6 and 8. I've seen anywhere from 6 to 7.5 right now, but just depending on how that early action goes, it could drift and get larger. This is a home game for Arkansas for those that aren't aware of that, but I do expect Arkansas to be a decent favorite there, and hopefully we can continue that undefeated record at home.
So get in now if you haven't already on the Oaklawn Sports app. Zach, tell us what you can get if you sign up today.
Yeah, so up to $1,000 in bonus bets. That's for new users. Very easy. No promo code is needed. Once you log in, make your first deposit, you are active in that offer, and it will run for your first 10 days. All the details in the Oaklawn Sports app. You can find that in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. Desktop users, just go to oaklawnsports.com.
All right, a lot of basketball games, and, of course, the Arkansas-Kentucky game tomorrow night, and the Super Bowl with all those prop bets. You want to get in early so you have time to go through them all. It's going to be a big time. And, Zach, we look forward to seeing you on Friday, my man. Thanks, as always.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll spend some time Friday diving through, but you have some of the heads versus tails, even Super Bowl squares are on the board. So you'll want to dive in early and get to looking around.
How long the national anthem is, all that. Zach Gillum, Oaklawn's VP of Racing and Wagering. Zach, thanks so much.
All right, have a great day, guys.
You too, man. Have a great weekend. 8:43, back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, I've got a lot more rhythm than people realize.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yuengling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yuengling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hold on, guys. I'm on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hold on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well, in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. Residential or commercial, simple or complex, Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show. The setup is really screwy right now. It is a cash grab, not just by the players, by the administrators, by everybody. Everybody. And if I was involved in it like that, I'd be grabbing now too.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats without a point guard come to Bud Walton Arena at 5:30. ESPN Dave Pasch, Fran Fraschilla on the call. We heard from Fran earlier. If you missed it, it's in hour 2 of the podcast. Catch Chuck and Bo on demand wherever you get podcasts. Driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Arthur gets podcasts. He's in Vermont. You can get him anywhere. And he's listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Arthur, good morning.
Good morning. I gotta say that the big money behind the Razorback program, they've done a really great job over the years, and I appreciate them more than they could possibly know. You know, I mean, the good energy coming from me on account of what they've done over the years as far as our facilities, putting together this terrific basketball team. And they almost got it right with football last year. If we'd have had the extra $15 million to spend on defense, I think it would have been a much better. We would have had a little better season. But with all that being said, I have 100% confidence they're going to figure it out. Now, maybe they're drifting into this kind of like Trump world where don't worry about the details, just give the money and we'll take care of it. So there's some blind trust issues there. I get it. But what I think there needs to be, or not needs to be, I really want to contribute in some fashion. Maybe, they said there's a collective at Ole Miss, but maybe we could do, I took some impromptu, let's say some guys I met when I was inside that, maybe had some American Greed, shows modeled after them.
Okay.
They used to give impromptu type how to set up a shell company, and I used to listen to that. So maybe maybe we could like Code Red T-shirt or Code Red T, and have the players that were paying that year on it as a real. Have 10,000 poor people.
Yeah.
Like me, 15,000, I'll buy a $120 T-shirt, and we can say, because of those names on there, the only reason why this NIL is legit. This company would not exist without those players' names on it. There has to be a way for me to contribute, because, I get it. Some of the big money has a lot of money, but it's still, you provide Bud Walton Arena or the Tyson Track facility or what J.B. Hunt does for I don't care how much money you have. To sign that kind of check, it does take some sacrifice, and I just want them to feel like that people like me do appreciate what they're doing and would really like to figure out a way to help. So maybe if one of their accountants or something could figure something out where maybe 5,000 to 10,000 of the community, maybe the Chuck and Bo Show community, we could come together and make this happen. And most of all, most important, I hope they beat the brakes off Kentucky tomorrow.
Let's get right down to brass tacks.
That's good. Thank you, Arthur. We'll put some thought into that. As he was talking, I was thinking of Cindy Hatfield, Coach Hatfield's wife, and that fudge.
Oh, that's big league fudge.
That was, delivered to Kara, and we intercepted it and brought it here and ate all of it. You could sell that for $1 million.
Yeah, you could sell it for something.
And that's all people are looking for. They want to know what they're getting.
They want value. Hey,
I'm happy to overpay for it. I just want to know what I'm getting.
I was talking houses last night with Brandon from Weichert Realtors, and that's one of the things that we were talking about. And spring's coming up. If you're house hunting, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. I'm about to do some house hunting. Have I shared that with you guys?
I'm about to put mine on the market.
That's what I heard. That's the word on the street. I might buy your house.
Maybe we can do a deal.
Yeah, we can do a swap. But, hey, one thing about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, if you are house hunting, they got a lot of possibilities. If you're house selling, they got a list of buyers a mile long. Log on to their website. Check out their vast collection of homes, all kinds of price points. You can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
So the way we started the day was I just want to put a few things out here because if you read Wally's column, it was there was something in there. I don't know. It was about actually
he came out swinging
some shots at Hunter, and people. Hunter is an easy target for some people, and I'm not saying that I've agreed with everything Hunter's ever done or it always looks the best, but I will tell you he's got a lot of logic and data on his side. And from a fundraising perspective, they've set records in his tenure as the AD fundraising. This thing where the university's giving money back to the athletic department, to me, if you're charging utilities from the athletic department back to campus, and that's $6 million a year, that's one way to just kind of alleviate this, and you can quit talking about student fees and tuition hikes. Just don't charge your own athletic programs for the facilities utilities because you don't charge anybody else on campus for it. And I know there's a lot of stuff to talk about, but at some point we got to figure out if the university is the athletic department or they're two different entities, because it is their football team and their athletic department.
I don't know what the solution is, but I know that people are feed to death. And I think it needs to be resolved without fees.
No more fan fees.
No more fan fees.
There is $450 million in the athletic department reserves, I think.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Imagine every sip and bite feels like you're celebrating the finer things in life. Chef Shiloh and the bartenders at Tusker's Tavern in Fayetteville have just dropped new menu items celebrating a cocktail culture and culinary craftsmanship. Daily happy hour, 5 to 6:30. 20% off wine by the glass and $5 local draft beer. And for fun, they've created Unhappy Hour, Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m. with the same specials. It's Tusker's Tavern at the corner of Mission and Crossover in Fayetteville.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks are back inside the Basketball Palace of Mid-America, and Coach Calipari and the Hogs need you there and need you loud all season long. A limited number of single-game tickets are available right now. Just head over to ArkansasRazorbacks.com and purchase yours today.
You know, see, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other.